Today, I'm in downtown Willow Glen. I'm going to give you a tour of this beautiful and unique community. We're going to walk through the downtown area, looking at the restaurants and boutique shops, and then drive around the neighborhoods to give you a sense of the lifestyle and community and price points available for homes in this neighborhood. So as you see behind me is Willow Glen Square. This is one of the popular corners of downtown. We are located at the corner of Willow and Lincoln Avenue, which is the northern part of what we would call downtown or Main Street here in Willow Glen. Across the street, there is a newer, beautiful Mexican restaurant, Copita. Here behind me in this square, we've got a fountain and very popular Willow Glen Creamery, which is where people come to hang out and have ice cream on weeknights or weekends. They can sit around the fountain here and enjoy. And then as we look across behind me, we've got the iconic Willow Glen sign that welcomes you into downtown Willow Glen. So today, let's go walk. Let's get a sense of what this area is like. Many of these streets and sections are older, but many of it has been built out. So across the street, we have the Table by the Sign, which is a popular restaurant. Here, walking by, I've got El Halal Amigos, which is a newer restaurant. And there is this grapevine place that has been here for a while and is quite popular. So this shopping center here was newly built, I don't know, maybe 10 or so years ago. The Copita restaurant has probably been around only a couple of years. But you see a really nice mix of bigger stores as well as boutique stores. Across the street, we've got Bevmo and one of our popular California Bay Area restaurants, a key restaurant, very popular American-Mexican combination. There's a couple coffee shops here. We've got Phil's and Pete's, barber shops, and here's a ceramic lounge if you like to paint ceramics. There's spas and hair salons, a big mix of opportunities and boutique style places here as well. And across the street is a very popular garden mall. It's like an indoor mall that's got an Italian bakery, hair salons, nail salons, multiple different options, and then businesses up on the second level as well. So one of the things you might notice as we're walking downtown here is there's a lot of really beautiful mature trees. And that is one reason why people move to Willow Glen. It's such a comfortable, gorgeous community. It's an older neighborhood, which means it has these older established trees that are big and gorgeous. And the homes are really unique and have tons of character. So they're a really great option if you're looking for a property that has its own style or vibe, or if you like the downtown community feel of people out and about at farmers markets or downtown festivals, then this is a great option for sure. There's several popular restaurants in this area. Some are nicer, like the Table, that can be a little bit more high-end and fancy. This here Black Sheep is also a little bit fancier, but then a Keys is more casual, where you walk up to the counter and you order your food. So it's a great place for groups to enjoy and dine together. Now, as we head to the other side of downtown, we're kind of walking through some older properties that have businesses. Here's a family law office. There's a financial planner. There's Bank of America and Wells Fargo. So the middle of downtown is a little bit more commercial business style rather than consumer buy or retail stores. There are a couple popular places at the corner that we didn't see. Bill's is a staple here. That's a breakfast and lunch place. We're also coming up here on John's of Willow Glen, and John's is also a restaurant that's been in this community for a really long time. Okay, and I'm walking down towards the other corner, which is the start of downtown, which is Lincoln and Minnesota. At that corner, you're gonna find a Starbucks and some chain-style quick restaurants like Nick the Greek. But one of the most classic restaurants and staples here in downtown Willow Glen is La Villa. And that is an Italian deli that has such delicious food. You can walk in and get lunch, hot and ready to go. You can also order a whole bunch of ravioli to take home and cook, as well as even their custom sauce. So it's a very popular place, and my family loves to order raviolis from La Villa. for a couple reasons. Number one, they have a meat ravioli that's mixed with spinach and has no dairy in it, which is quite nice. Very hard to find ravioli without cheese. So we're walking through here more of these businesses, and now we're getting to the other side of downtown. As mentioned, on that corner there's a Starbucks, and across the way is Willow Glen Elementary. And here, if we cross the street, is where you're gonna find La Villa, and the Taiwan restaurant is also a Mandarin restaurant that is a staple here in Willow Glen as well. So here is a Taiwan restaurant, and I'll turn around and show you La Villa across the street. So here's La Villa, and you see their tent. They also have a tent for people to sit outside, but inside is really a deli. You walk up to the counter, get what you need, and head out. So they do try to accommodate their lunchtime guests by having that tent outside as well. Across the street behind me in the older building is one of my favorite restaurants, 2020, which is a wine and cheese bar. It's a great place to meet some friends and hang out on a weeknight or on a weekend and just relax and enjoy. You can sit outside, you can sit inside. It's got such a great vibe and a really fun place to hang out. I'm gonna cross the street here, get in my car, and take you on a tour of the neighborhood. We're gonna start out right there on Brace Avenue. All right, I'm gonna take you on a driving tour around Willow Glen. And we're gonna concentrate on the neighborhoods just a few blocks off of downtown Lincoln Avenue, because those are the most desirable and beautiful streets. Also, you're going to see such a huge variety of architecture. This community is very unique and has so many desirable characteristics. I want you to get a chance to witness and enjoy it yourself. All right, so we're heading off of Brace Avenue onto Coolidge, and we're going to weave through this neighborhood here, heading over to the Willow Street Park, which is a really spectacular part of Willow Glen. So as you can see, tree-lined streets. This area is really known for beautiful, mature, tree-lined streets and a huge variety of architecture. Really unique, cute homes, some gorgeous, beautiful rebuilt homes. So a large, wide variety of the type of properties. Also, depending on the section of Willow Glen that you're in, you'll see some properties have really large front yards like you see here. Others are gonna have really small front yards because the lots are a little bit smaller. But we are in the part of Willow Glen right now that has much more beautiful and large lots. So as you can see, there's some Spanish style with clay roofs or the tile roofs. There is, more ranch style with even bricks. There's another Spanish style on my right. And there's even Tudors and Victorian. So we're going to get a chance to see all those different properties today that are really beautiful. Coming up on our right is a property that is for sale right now, right here at the corner of Cherry and Britain. We'll come back around and we'll get a better look. But this property is a great showcase piece. So we're going to turn right here on Camino Pablo and give you a sense of some more of the architecture. Look at this cute little brick house on the left. Again, you can see the tree-lined streets. The leaves are starting to fall, so they're all brown right now. But such a beautiful variety. Little houses, big remodeled houses. Up here on the right is a really beautiful black and white. This, I believe, was rebuilt by Thomas James Homes. So they're a builder in this area that will buy some of the older style homes and completely rebuild them. So such a beautiful community and area and a variety of homes because you're going to see those rebuilt ones as well as the older ones. But if you look across the street, we're coming up here to Willow, but across the street, look at how big and mature all of those trees are. It's just gorgeous. Makes for a beautiful area to walk, especially in the heat of the summer. All right, we're making a left on Willow and we're coming up here to the intersection at Camino Ramon. We're gonna make a left because this is Willow Street Park. And we're gonna get out and take a quick walk around the park to give you a sense. This is a huge park, a lot going on here. There's lawn bowling and playgrounds and a lot of different facilities, baseball fields. So this is a gathering spot and will be quite busy on the weekends. And it is not, we're here on the weekday, so it's not super busy right now, but there is going to be a lot of activity here probably this afternoon and over the weekend. So you can see straight ahead, we've got lawn bowling. So there is a big San Jose lawn bowling club that plays right here. We'll get out and we'll take a look. We are now walking through Willow Street Park, and one of the things I love about this park is the oak trees. There are so many beautiful big oak and maybe redwood trees, cedar trees, so many gorgeous things that provide shade here on this park. There's a lot of open space. You see the lawn bowling behind me, and there's a large playground for big kids and little kids. There's restrooms, there's tennis courts, there's basketball courts. So this is a really large space where people can come and enjoy the open public space, enjoy the beautiful weather. It's a great opportunity to just get out and build community here in this park. Okay, you can see the stunning tree behind me, the courts all the way around. There's a baseball field. There's people enjoying themselves and having a party. And then we've also got the playground here behind us. So different size playgrounds, a lot of grass and open spaces, plenty of space to enjoy the outdoors and run. So that was just a quick sneak peek of the park. We're gonna get back in the car and continue our tour of the neighborhood. Okay, we're getting back in and we're gonna continue our tour of driving around Willow Glen. We're gonna head back to that property that was there on the corner of Cherry that we mentioned to talk a little bit about home values and what you might get in this area. So this property that we're gonna quickly drive by is just a block off of this beautiful popular park. It is about 5 or 6 blocks off of downtown Lincoln Avenue, but still very walkable if you want to get to the restaurants or some of the festivals. There's gonna be, great opportunities to do that. You might notice you see some people walking, a lot of dog walking. Again, enjoying these beautiful streets. I see a runner a few blocks ahead going by. So very active outdoor community as well. Okay, so right here, hopefully on the left, you can see the cute little cottage. This is Cherry Avenue for sale. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,750 square feet on a 6,400 square foot lot. Asking price of $2.15 million. So it gives you a feel with this really ideal location. What you can get a small starter home is over $2 million. So that is not a super small home. In Willow Glen, you will find some homes that are much smaller, like a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,900 square feet. This particular property, though, that's for sale, was built in 1938. So in Willow Glen, you're going to see all this unique architecture because a lot of the homes were built quite some time ago. So it's a fairly historic neighborhood as well. Okay, so we're gonna make a right here on Cherry Avenue and go down this street to see a little bit of different architecture. So on the right, a beautiful Tudor that's been updated. On the left, a Victorian that's been restored with beautiful stained glass. And then on this left, we've got some, looks like 1970s sort of ranch style homes, a couple of them. Some beautiful rebuilt craftsmen's on the right, and then another Victorian. So you see there's such a variety of properties in this area. Now 2 on the left here, completely rebuilt. Again, look like Thomas James builder style, very white and black and that type of style. So we're heading up here to Minnesota Avenue. Minnesota Avenue is the main street that takes us over to the downtown area. So again, we're just kind of behind a couple blocks, the downtown Lincoln Avenue street. And we're doing a big circle around downtown to give you a sense of what the neighborhoods look all the way around. All right, more walkers and runners out this morning, getting their exercise. There's such a beautiful sense of community here in Willow Glen. You'll see people out and about, the festivals and the farmers market that happens downtown, lots of activities that go on downtown. But, with these nice sidewalks, tree-lined streets, people are out and about quite a bit. So we're heading down Newport Avenue, and I like this street because it has some really big lots. We had talked about some of the front yards. If you can see these properties on the right, they are set way back off the lot. There's a couple coming up here on the left that have the same. Another Victorian that's been restored. On the left, some really big rebuilds. I mean, Look at this one. This is stunning. I'm going to pull in so you can get a little bit quicker, better view. Look at that property. Wow, totally rebuilt, stone front, grand entry and gate. It's just gorgeous. All right, we'll continue our drive down here. On the left, you see these really big lots with the home setback. These are on probably half acre, if not larger lots. Gorgeous, gorgeous homes. These are going to be priced in the $3.5–4 million plus range. This is one of the nicer streets here in Willow Glen for sure. Okay, we're going to drive all the way to the end of the street and hit Pine Avenue, which is another main street that goes through Willow Glen. And we're going to cross Lincoln Avenue on Pine and give you a sense of what the other side of Lincoln Avenue neighborhoods look like as well. On that side, you're going to see a little bit smaller lots, but again, still really beautiful and unique architecture. Now here's Pine Avenue. Now, even though this is more of a main street and you'll see more traffic here, you see the properties aren't set back quite as far, but this street has a little bit smaller properties, a little bit more affordable, not only because of busier street, but just the size of the homes. This one up here on the right is a cute little, I don't remember if it's a 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom, but it's pretty tiny, like 1,100 square feet. But beautiful and still fits in with the gorgeous setting here of Willow Glen, the tree-lined streets. As you can see, this neighborhood is quite festive, and that holds true for all holidays, actually. Willow Glen, in the sense of community, people decorate quite a bit and are very festive. But I think that really adds to the sense of community that you're going to feel here. You know, a lot of the neighborhoods that I talk about in San Jose have really top schools. And Willow Glen is not known for its schools. It has a couple decent options, but what you will see is that some people will move into Willow Glen for the community and the beautiful downtown and beautiful streets and send their kids to private schools, actually. So that does happen quite a bit. The Willow Glen Elementary people do is quite popular, and a lot of the kids do go to the elementary school. It's just as kids get a little bit older, they might send them to different options. Okay, we're sitting here waiting on Lincoln Avenue and Pine Avenue. We're going to cross Lincoln Avenue and go across this main street to give you a sense of the neighborhoods on this side of Lincoln Avenue. I also want to take you by one of the shopping centers to give you a sense of what shopping exists besides the downtown unique boutique and restaurant type shops. Oh, on the left, we're passing a property for sale. Like this property for sale on Pine Avenue, though, is much bigger. So it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, almost 2,500 square feet. And the lot is smaller, though. As I mentioned, this side of Lincoln Avenue, the lots are going to be a little bit smaller. This is 5,600 square foot lot, and they're asking 1.85. So much more reasonable than the one on Cherry. This is a busier street, number one. Number two, not quite as close to downtown. And number three, you know, it's not next to that really popular park. So, though there is a park down the street. So we're going to go take a look at the park right here down the street as well and give you a sense of what this part of town has. So you'll see that properties are set much closer to the sidewalk in this area because the lots are smaller. And because of the age of these homes, you may or may not have noticed, but they don't have garages in front. They're really cute architecture out front, and they have detached garages. Every so often, you'll see a garage that is attached if the home has been rebuilt. That's one easy, quick way to know whether the property's been rebuilt or not. Okay, we're passing this River Glen Park right now, another really popular area. This is where the Lincoln Glen Little League plays. There's a lot of different activities and great playground and stuff in this park as well. Okay, we're going to go down Bird. Bird's another major street that goes through Willow Glen. If you're between Bird and Lincoln, you're in prime location for walking to downtown, and therefore the properties are going to be more expensive, especially as you get closer to Minnesota, of course, which is the start of the downtown area. So here's one of the elementary schools, the public elementary schools on the right. This services a lot of this side of the neighborhood, but once you're closer to downtown, families would go to Willow Glen Elementary. So I'm taking you down Bird here because I want to show you one of the main shopping centers where people in Willow Glen would likely do their grocery shopping. This is where the local barber is. So we'll do a quick drive through there and give you a sense, and then we'll come back to see a little bit more of the neighborhoods. They're doing some updates in the streets. You see the streets kind of been torn up lately. They've been running a lot of fiber and upgrading sewer lines and different things in some of these neighborhoods because they are older neighborhoods. The city's been upgrading them, of course, which is great. We're pulling into Willow Glen Village. We've got a Safeway, a nail store, Pilates, a barber shop, another hair care place. There's a Chinese restaurant, a liquor store, a cleaner, a taqueria. So you see there's a lot of great small restaurants, not quite as fancy or boutique-y as what you find in downtown Willow Glen. So this is another great option for everyday takeout. Oh yes, the donut store. There's an amazing donut store and a pizza place. Manly Donuts is very popular. And then a sit-down cafe and grill called Toast. So we're gonna head out of this, head onto a street that has a property for sale to give you a sense of another option here that is a different location and home. Oh, there's actually an open house sign. I don't know if it's open right now, but we're not going to stop the car and take a tour. We'll just show you some pictures, but we're going down Curtis Avenue. So we are several blocks, about 4 or 5 blocks off of Lincoln Avenue. So again, still walkable because we're on this side of Bird. And you'll see there are some, this is a much more narrow street, not quite as tree lined. A lot of these homes have been rebuilt. So on the left, we've got some beautiful options with detached garages. So these lots here are pretty narrow. So you're going to get a small, skinny driveway that leads you to the detached garage that's essentially in the backyard. So the backyards tend to be not super huge and spacious, depending on how wide the lot is, just because the garage is back there. So you can see there's some really gorgeous homes here. I'm going to go ahead and turn around and go back because I want to show you some of the neighborhoods behind the Safeway Shopping Center. But you get a sense here. There's a lot of rebuilds on this street on Curtis. So some really big, beautiful homes. The one that's for sale with the sign out there is a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 2,600 square feet. And the lot, even though it's narrow and skinny, is 10,000 square feet. So it's a 1/4 acre lot, which is really nice. And it was completely rebuilt in 2023. So, you know, one of the really nice high-end options. You want to guess how much this property is worth? Well, they're asking $3.25 million, but that is quite a bit of square footage. That works out to about $1,200 a square foot for almost a brand new home. Okay, we're turning down Nevada Avenue. This is, again, one of my favorite streets. There's some really, really gorgeous streets. This is one that has a beautiful tree line, also has some really nice rebuilds, but also some unique character, beautiful homes. Look at this house on the left. There's a lamppost. I love it. They have a lamppost out among their trees. Again, you can see some rebuilt, some small Spanish-style cottages, quite a mix of those. Most of those Spanish-style cottages were built in the 1910s, 1920s, some probably in the 1930s. So you're going to see a variety of home ages here. These were mostly built custom back in the day, and over the years have had many alterations, making a huge variety. The one on the right you see has been added on to. So some of these are still small, some of them are really big. Now, Willow Glen is popular not only because it's really cute, unique architecture, but also because of proximity to freeways and downtown. It's tucked in between Highway 87 and 280, just 10 minutes to downtown San Jose. So if you work at one of the tech companies there like Adobe or Zoom, then this would be an ideal location to live. And it'd be very, very, very short commute. But also it's only 10 to 12 minutes to the San Jose International Airport. There is a major train station. Derridon train station is not far from here. That will take you up the peninsula. So there's a lot of different options for transportation, and this is a very centrally located place. Okay, so we're gonna jig here around onto Settle Avenue. Settle Avenue is just 2 blocks off of Lincoln Avenue. And right now we're on the south side of Minnesota Avenue, but we want to go on the north side of Minnesota Avenue, which is right behind the downtown area. Extremely walkable, and I want to give you a sense of what those that street and those homes look like over there. Again, you're going to pay a premium for homes that are only a block or 2 off of downtown, but the convenience is unprecedented. It'd be so nice to go on Saturday morning and walk to the farmer's market, push the stroller, take your dog for a walk on these gorgeous streets, or Friday night you want to go out to dinner and enjoy a glass of wine. You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about having too much wine. You can just walk a couple blocks home. The lifestyle is quite amazing. Okay, we're gonna Settle Avenue doesn't go straight through, it jigs. And now this side on the north side of Minnesota is a much more narrow street. Again, beautifully tree lined though, but you can only park on one side of the street. So that's why you see all the cars on the right side here. This street has some gorgeous Victorians on it, a lot of craftsman style bungalows. So you can see just this eclectic mix of properties, and this is what Willow Glen is known for. It's just so unique and so beautiful. I don't know what you think, which style house would be good for you, but I think if you're looking for any particular style house that has unique character, Willow Glen is the place to come for sure. Here we go. Look at this with the sold sign on the left. A beautiful Victorian, gorgeously restored, lots of paint colors and lots of care taken. And it has purple stained glass on the second story, and they've painted the house purple. Another Victorian. Oh my gosh. So this is the Victorian section. There's several right here of fun colored Victorian properties. All right. We're coming out now to the more commercial business section. There's some rentals across the street. You see there's also some small businesses. My dentist is just down the street actually from here. So there are a lot of small businesses on this section. So we're here on Willow. So this is the other end of downtown Willow Glen. And we're going to get here to this corner. And, basically that's our tour of Willow Glen. I hope you really enjoyed this tour today, getting a sense of the different architecture, the different lifestyle and opportunities, and the property values. We briefly saw homes from 1.8 million all the way up to 3.25 million. So you get a sense of the range based on how far they were from downtown, the size of home, of course, and the architecture and uniqueness of the property. So here we are on downtown Lincoln Avenue, and giving you a sense of how close and accessible some of these properties are to this great lifestyle here in downtown. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're thinking about relocating to San Jose and want to learn more about Willow Glen or discuss what might be a great fit for you as far as budget and size and needs, or I would love to speak with you, please reach out at the number below. You will get a hold of me or my assistant, and absolutely we would love to talk directly with you and work directly with you to help you find the right home. Thanks for joining me.